Slam Pigs Podcast, Payback 2017 post show, live, baby, live.
Woo!
Michael,
We are live.
you can actually say that,
That's
and
right.
I don't have to edit that.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna post edit. Michael, welcome back, my man. We are back right for the first time ever live. Thank you guys for joining us. Payback post show. It's been an evening. Had its ups and downs, I'll say that. But
Poured some beer for my dead homies.
speaking of beer, we got a few buddies on with us tonight, Michael. First, from at DrinkABeerPlayAGame on Twitter, at DrinkABeerPlayAGame on YouTube, our buddy Jem. Jem, how's it going, man? Thanks. Welcome to the Slam Pigs Podcast, finally.
Good, guys. Thanks for having me on. Excited to be here. And oh, man, what a show.
What a show, indeed. And real quick,
Wow.
one more buddy joining us tonight. Logan is back, guys. Logan, welcome back to the show. It's been a minute. How's everything going? How you been?
It has been going. I'm excited to be here, and man, I got mixed emotions about this show tonight.
I took notes.
Yeah.
I took
So did I.
notes.
You wrote it on a receipt?
No, it's just a little notepad.
I thought you pulled out a receipt.
No, it's a note.
All right.
No, it's what we put on the fridge.
Well, Michael, like we said, we are live, but real quick, where can everyone check us out?
You can check us out at the Hibiki TMD on Twitter, or you can check me out at Mike the Slam Pig. As always, check out our sister show, The Reset Button.
Holla.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yep.
So, but yeah, Michael,
It's a little different
Payback.
when we're live.
Whatever. A little more freelance.
Yeah.
I feel good. It's like a little bit of weight's lifted.
I mean, it's not like we do a ton of takes or anything when
Well,
we fucking record.
You don't have to worry about timestamps and shit like that.
No.
So it's neither here nor there for you. But yeah, let's talk about it tonight, guys. Payback is in the books, like everyone has already stated, and as everyone knows, it's had its ups and downs. But I don't catch any of the pre-shows. Like the only reason I caught the pre-show for Mania this year is because Aries and Neville.
I did watch the pre-show. I watched it all.
All right.
There
was there a match?
there was only one match, but
Alright.
there was also a Miz TV segment. Kicking it off tonight in the pre-show, Enzo and Cass versus the Club, Hold the Mayo.
The Good Brothers.
Yes, the Good Brothers. Good match, I thought, for the most part. Good little pre-show match. I was a little disappointed that there was really not a whole lot of build for this match, considering you have the former tag champs going against up-and-coming tag team contenders. Seems like they've been up-and-coming for fucking forever.
Well, are you surprised?
But yes, I am. I thought I actually had them pegged to win the belts at Mania.
Well, let's be honest. Right off the bat, before you say anything about Enzo and Cass, anybody here's opinion, the Hardys coming in at Mania totally deflated Enzo and Cass's momentum. Let's be real. You got it. Because once the
Definitely.
Hardys were unveiled in that match, nobody gave two shits about Enzo and Cass.
Nobody gave a shit about anybody in that match except for the Hardys.
I feel like of all the few shits that were given, though, Enzo and Cass had the most shits, if that makes sense, out of the teams in that match.
Yeah.
Jim, what do you think, man?
Enzo and Cass were, no, I agree, man. Definitely, Enzo and Cass were definitely like the biggest baby faces on Raw, at least in the tag division. And come on, what are they now? They have nothing. And I didn't watch the pre-show either because I really couldn't care less. But how many times do we have to sit through Enzo and Cass versus the Club at this point? It's on damn near every Raw. So,
Yeah.
of course, the crowd's probably not hot for it. No one was hot for it. So, they're good workers, but what are you going to do with them at this point?
Logan?
I gotta agree totally. It deflated their momentum like Tom Brady deflated the balls to, get to the Super Bowl. Basically,
Ooh.
I love that 3 or 4 year old reference there.
Yeah,
Okay.
little football jab in there. It's always good when you can jab a Patriot.
I'm expecting a Michael Vick reference next with dogs or something. I just can't look good.
No.
Well, anyway, Enzo and Cass get over here clean over the Good Brothers. Finally.
Well, it's a pre-show match, so
Enzo gets the 1, 2, 3 after he's just been a punching bag for the past 2 months.
it seems like the only pre-show matches where the heels win are the ones where it makes fucking sense for the babyface to win, and vice versa. So there you have
And
it.
then the only other real
In a
thing,
nutshell.
on the pre-show, Miz TV, his guest this evening was Finn Balor. Finn Balor comes out. He basically insults Finn Balor, calling him a sissy for getting injured and called him a disappointment. Then, of course, as is tradition on Miz TV, the Miz gets his ass kicked by his guest, and that was that.
That was that.
Since they had nothing to do for either one of these guys on the actual pay-per-view, they had this on the pre-show.
We'll just get something out of the way real quick. Guys on Twitter and social media, go on apeshit. It was not a Beetlejuice cosplay. It was just a fucking jacket with stripes Renee Young was wearing. So calm down. I know you wanted it to be, but it's not. C'est La Vie.
Well, she was a referee.
Yeah, did that too, or worked at Lady Foot Locker or
Yeah.
something. But let's segue right into the show, Michael. The show kicked off with
Jericho and
Owens, and talk about a fucking shocker right off the bat.
First surprise of the evening in the very first match. Chris Jericho getting the win here, which I thought this match was a great match to start off the show. I thought there was really good psychology in this match, back and forth work, and then finally you saw Owens do the one finger thing again on the walls of Jericho, and this time Jericho made him pay for it, smashing his hand on the outside and repeatedly working on that hand, and finally getting him in the walls to where he couldn't use that hand to get to the ropes, and he was forced to tap. We got a new champ. First question that comes to mind here with me, what happens here? They're both on SmackDown now, or does that mean Owens is back on Raw?
I got to go with my gut. I thought they're not going to put all this time, especially into a new Titantron, new graphics for the face of America, for him to just lose that gimmick already. So I think SmackDown's going to be when Jericho takes time off for Fozzy.
Loser leaves town match.
Yeah, and Owens gets one. Before we get anyone else else, and I'll just make mine quick. I didn't like the one finger spot again. I thought it was overdone until he worked on the finger and used that for the finish in the match. Then it made sense, and that's all I ever asked is our fucking wrestling to make sense.
Storytelling.
And I just want to say I did like this match better than the Mania match.
Yes, I thought it was a much faster paced match for one.
Yeah.
And two,
much better Owens gear too.
Well, yeah. And I just thought that the chemistry finally clicked here between both the guys. You didn't see as many botches. I don't think I saw one, but this is probably their best match they've ever had. Jim, what do you think?
No, it was definitely a fantastic opener. I loved in the beginning with the Face of America thing, but the way his face looked on the ramp coming in, he looked like Yoko in '96. He just looked fucking gigantic. I don't know if it was a Vince rib or what, but no, I like that part of it. I loved the hand psychology. Like, that's the note I have down here, the hand. Like, they worked that in so goddamn well. And maybe it's just so rare in a match really makes sense these days, but yeah, it blew me away. And like everyone else, I couldn't believe Jericho won.
Who do you think was more upset at their entrance? Owens for his face looking fat, or Orton when his snake looked like a little sperm going down the ring? Who do you think was more upset about that blunder?
I don't know, man, because Randy didn't realize until after the fact. Owens looked down right away and was just like, "Ah, fuck."
Owens smirked at it, so
he did. Maybe it looked better from there, but that camera angle did not help.
No, it did not. And plus, it doesn't matter. Like, now Kevin Owens, like, as soon as he won that U.S. title, like, I know he changed his look. He looks so much paler now. Like, it looked like a different Kevin Owens on the Titantron than the one that walked out. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he had his hair cut, for one. He got a fresh hairdo.
Logan, what's your whole take on the Face of America stuff with Owens? I mean, I know it's something to do with the guy, but I don't know.
He's Canadian.
I'm all right with it. I think that's why I like it, though, because he's Canadian. Yeah. I think that's what makes it the
gimmick. 2 Canadians wrestling for the United States belt.
Yeah, they only referenced that 15 fucking times. Goddamn, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Booker.
But Logan, are you down with this gimmick change, quote unquote, for Owens?
I'm not down with it, and I think I don't think it's a positive change. I read on social media on Facebook the other day that Vince McMahon is still not a fan of him not losing weight, and I think this is like a jab to Face of America, but he needs to lose weight. And there was rumors of him wrestling in his suit, and I think that of course didn't happen tonight, but in the future I hope it don't happen.
Yeah, I'm one of the biggest Owen fans in the world, besides our friend Broski, for Christ's sakes. He makes it a religion, but
oh yeah,
I gotta say I don't notice him trimming down. No. He's ballooning every time I see him more. I don't know, like, God, you've been in ROH for all these years, and I got to give the man credit. When he first got to NXT, he got in good shape for him.
Yeah.
Don't let it go through your fingers.
You can tell. I
mean, it's easy for me to say, but come on.
He's getting a little complacent. You can tell. He's had one too many cheat meals, I would say, and it's definitely starting to show. I don't think the shaving his face has done him any favors either. That always makes you look a little heavier when you already have a heavy face to begin with.
But see, devil's advocate flipped the script. See, that's speculation about Vince. This is Vince McMahon, who promoted people like Bastion Booger and the most out-of-shape people you could possibly imagine. Is it the mentality of, well, he's outside the box type thinking? Remember in the era of like 09 and 10, where like Legacy, everyone looked like a Ken doll in their undies. Yeah. Everyone looked the fucking same. The Nexus, they all looked the same. That mentality of it too. So it's until we know factually what I guess Vince really thinks, it's easy to speculate, but I'm not a huge fan of the gimmick change either, to move on to the match real quick, because I know, Jim, you unfortunately can't stay for the whole show, but someday, my man, we're going to do it for real slam pigs with you on here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like I said, I like the match. It's kind of sad that you saw Styles and Owens kind of feuding on SmackDown, and like they were the champs a couple months back, and what I don't know, it is
They're
what
both
it
being
is.
kind of
It's not
relegated
shocking.
to mid card belt.
It's not shocking, but we'll see. Next match of the night, and you guys might think the tag, but for me, this was my match of the night. I tweeted this out. Definitely the best showing in ring I've seen from Aries since he's been signed. Period. Since his first debut last year. Aries and Neville, cruiserweight title, for up and down, phenomenal match. I really like this match.
It was my favorite match as far as in ring work went.
I was a little shoddy on the reaction Aries got. I was like, oh, that's not good. But
He's not that over.
But he's the kind of performer, and I think I noticed this with him at TNA. He can bring a crowd into a match really well, and they did by the end of this match.
Well, these two guys I always thought were kind of made for each other. When I first heard the rumor months ago that these guys were scheduled to meet at Mania, I was like, sweet, because I'd seen a lot of Austin Aries in TNA. I'd seen him in some other stuff. I'd seen Neville, of course, from NXT where he did his best work. And now on the main roster as a cruiserweight, as a heel, he's really become a shining star in the business.
Not a Cologne.
No, he's not a Cologne. But I was excited for this at Mania. I didn't get to see it at Mania, but I heard it was a good match. But I did get to see this whole match, and it was fantastic. I graded this match higher than any other match on the card. So
speaking of the Colognes,
except for the finish.
Good.
I really enjoyed this match. I didn't enjoy the finish.
I know I'm never going to really get another chance to talk about the Colognes, so I'm going to get it out there. This has been bothering me since they changed their name to the real names. This is a company who loves to take names and misspell them, like Taz with 2 Z's. Could you maybe change it so it doesn't say colon on the fucking Titantron? It throws me off.
That's how it's spelled.
Is it me? I mean,
that's how it's spelled.
I know that's how it's spelled, but you're WWE. Put your fucking nuances on it and change the spelling, because I just see colon.
Do you want it to be G-N-E? Is that what you want?
Colon pal.
Cologne? Like the cologne you put on your body? Is that what you want?
That would be acceptable more than colon for me, personally.
What
you guys, Jim, Logan, what did you guys think of the Cruiserweight title match?
Okay, so the Cruiserweight match. It seems like the Cruiserweights, every time on Raw, I could care less, but every pay-per-view, they always put on one of the best matches of the night. So they all seem to step up their game. It's just funny seeing how much bigger Neville looks than everyone else on the freaking Cruiserweights. Like, if you go from a believability standpoint, no one could ever beat him because he's just such a monster by comparison. But, yeah, it was a great match. It was definitely... I think there were 2 people tonight who had their best match since being called up, and Aries was definitely one of them. I agree with Mike there. And to disagree with him, I actually freaking love the finish because it keeps the strap on Neville. It's a much-needed win, even though if it was kind of crappy for Aries. Like, I think if he had another loss in a pay-per-view, it would have been a disaster. So I'm fine with how it ended.
Yeah.
Logies.
I'm also fine how it ended, and the reason why is because it furthers what they're doing, and I can see another maybe 2 more matches out of these guys. I think at the end of this, Austin Aries comes on, he comes on top of Neville, but I think it's too early to drop it from Neville. I think the whole attitude change from Neville is just awesome. He needed it badly, and I think this needs to continue.
I agree. I'm such an idiot. You can totally tell we're popping our cherry with our first live show. I forgot to title the episode. It still says OBS test. So I'm renaming it now live on air.
Way to go.
So yeah,
I trust you with all these things. And gosh.
I did like the finish. I agreed with Jim when he said it on Twitter. It did make both guys come out looking even Steven strong.
I would have
rather
have seen a count out or something other than this. I just didn't care. It just seemed like a really dumb thing for the ref to call a disqualification for that. How many times have we seen that?
How is that dumb? I think that needs to happen more.
Well,
I think that's what's missing.
I think that's why I thought it was dumb, because we see it all the time where
so
it's not a disqualification.
Too much.
It's not a disqualification any other time, but on this match, it was a disqualification.
Jim Molyneux from ECW, he wouldn't have put up that.
We saw that. We just saw it at the NXT pay-per-view last month. We just saw it with Asuka and Ember Moon.
Yeah.
Asuka did it with the referee. There was no disqualification there.
Very true.
It's
very true.
Make up your fucking mind, WWE.
So wishy-washy back and forth with it.
It's like referees have different opinions. It's like, I can handle that. It's all right.
But in our world where it makes sense all the time, I like the finish. So
all right,
that's what it is. Michael, up next, guys. This 4-man booth. Christ, I'm not used to this. Who's the Otunga? That's what I want to know.
It's Logan.
Wow.
Definitely.
Shots fired. The tag titles were on the lines, guys. Cesaro and Sheamus. Let me go ahead and put my foot up, Michael.
Yep, you're gonna do your little turn.
Well,
Little heel
heel
turn.
turn.
Here we go. Here we go.
Like we didn't see this coming.
I did not. Well, in a way I did, but I thought maybe in the women's we would see it tonight, not this. But I figured the women's with Sasha's.
They'd been way too friendly, and you could see it spewing.
I just thought maybe it'd be on a Raw, not this. So.
Week to week, you could kind of see it kind of dissolve into sheer hatred for one another, and I could tell that it's something that the Raw division needs more heels on the tag division. They didn't have a whole lot to begin with, other than the Good Brothers. I mean, especially with the Shining Stars getting put on SmackDown.
Should they just change their name to the fucking Good Brothers at this point? Because it's it sounds way cooler, and B, everyone calls them that anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who likes the club?
Just a lack of heel talent in the tag division on Raw. I kind of saw it coming. But you could definitely see the Matt Hardy, broken Matt Hardy gimmick starting to come out more and more tonight.
Well, have you seen the sheets and stuff this past weekend?
They're in negotiations.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty much done. WWE buying it from Anthem, the gimmick. So.
They had a little segment earlier on with Golden Truth. Evidently, Golden Truth's getting a match tomorrow night on Raw with the Hardys.
Yeah, a lot of people want Broken Bailey. I don't know why. I just see that trending a lot for some reason. Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever. Apparently not. I don't want that.
I guess
to
they
ever
just
happen.
want some sort of interesting Bailey.
Take the most wishy-washy babyface character and make him broken.
Yes.
But the tag match, the Hardys, currently the Nostalgia Act, but a Nostalgia Act that's being handled better than the Dudleys were when they came against Sheamus.
Big time.
A very good match, very good tag match, way better than I thought it was going to be. Honestly,
Somebody got their fucking tooth knocked out.
Yes,
and I saw it as soon as it happened. I was like, "Holy shit, that was stiff."
So you remember, guys, back in the day when wrestlers would work that spot in, but it was like gum or something, and it was the illusion of making you think.
Yeah,
that's what I thought at first.
Nope. Then they showed the replay of it, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" Yeah, that was definitely a stiff kick from Sheamus to Jeff Hardy, and. I loved every fucking second of it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do think maybe that was a little rib to those guys, like welcome back to the WWE, motherfuckers.
No, I think that was unintentional. But
Sheamus
shout out to Jeff Hardy.
Sheamus has always been a bit stiff in the ring.
But that's him. That he's like, you would say maybe at the Road Warrior Hawk of this. He is known for that on the roster. A lot of guys like Del Rio, when he was released, he came out in an interview said he preferred to work with Sheamus because of that.
How would you feel if somebody kicked your tooth out of your mouth in a match?
Wrestlers are fucking weird, man. Like, a lot of them get off on that. You guys know what I'm talking about. Some of them, I love the pain. I don't like looking. And then you got Honky Tonk Man, or no, Bret Hart saying Honky Tonk Man was too soft for him. And you got guys like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I could see that with Honky Tonk Man just by watching it work.
Jim, what did you think of the tag team title match?
Actually, I missed the first half of it because I was taking a shit. But what I saw, I liked. I love the beatdown at the end, and yeah, it was a good match. It's what you're going to expect from these guys.
It's the best match from the Hardys.
With the lead coming out more.
I definitely thought it was the best match from the Hardys since they've been back.
Oh, by far.
And,
even though like the pops look like they're getting a little quieter when they come out now, maybe the turn to Broken Matt Hardy's going to come a little quicker. But yeah, for now, fun match.
And unfortunately, and I hate to say it, that speaks to today's fans. I don't want to be that guy, but things aren't very shiny and new anymore. Example, Samoa Joe's reaction when he came out tonight. But anyway, that's later. Logan, were you a fan of the tag team title match in the finish and the heel turn at the very end?
I'm a big fan. I mean, I think it brings a whole new dimension to the tag team division, especially now that we have Cesaro and Sheamus as a heel. And I mean, a lot of people will probably agree with me on this, and I think Sheamus is better off as a heel than a face, but a lot of people prefer Cesaro as a face than a heel.
That's always been a problem too. Do you really think Cesaro is going to get over as a heel? Because they've tried this before, and people just
I don't.
As many heel tactics as he uses, he's just too good in the ring to hate. That's the problem for me, at least. He's just one of those guys where he's supposed to be a heel, and then you watch him work, and you're like, God damn, I love this guy.
It might be a case of them jumping the gun like they love to do too, booking-wise, or like, they like to put a guy like Cesaro, who like, okay, we'll finally give him a chance. Like, they get pestered about it from fans and guys backstage, because that can't be a Vince guy. It just can't. Because you've seen the Austin podcast with Vince. We all know, but I think maybe him up against the insanely popular Matt Hardy, I would say more than Jeff at this point, was a test run. Well, let's turn him heel. It didn't work. He's not as I don't know. Who the fuck knows what Vince and did you see this, Michael? By the way, speaking of news, a legit biography film is being made on Vince McMahon. But not by WWE Films either, like an actual legit fucking studio. It's in the
It'll be interesting.
Pre-production, so yeah. Talk about anyone that needs a biopic. It's fucking Vince McMahon.
I'd like to hear some real truth on that mother. I'm tired of the washed out fucking WWE version of his life.
We need some piles of cocaine and Gary Stridham for an accurate
Gary
portrayal.
Stridham.
But
Jesus.
Yeah. Champs retain, Michael.
Champs retain clean here. Swanton from the top. 1, 2, 3. Heel turn time.
4, 5, 6. And
Yes.
women's
And
ladies.
go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Logan.
I was just gonna say I'm super excited about the tag team division for Raw and SmackDown going forward. I think the Hardys just brings that whole new element to the division. I think it's gonna be awesome in the future.
I can't argue with that.
I can, but I'm not gonna. So, to the next match, perhaps my favorite match of the night.
Really? I thought it would either be the Cruiser or the tag.
I agree.
I'm talking about just the finish.
All right.
My favorite ending of a match all night.
It really did make sense.
Alexa Bliss versus hometown favorite and my least favorite, Bayley. The fucking hometown hugger t-shirt was on. She came out. She got a pop. It's like the loudest pop she's gotten on the main roster since her debut. And she fucking lost. Clean, baby. Yeah. I love this. I love the psychology in this match once again. Great heel tactics from Alexa Bliss. I kind of figured this would be a good match just because these two girls are both from NXT. That they'd worked briefly in NXT.
Yeah.
And I thought, I feel like Charlotte leaving is the best thing that could have happened for Bayley. Her going to SmackDown is going to help Bayley and Sasha both, I think. Because Bayley and Sasha, I think that's what they're going to work towards down the line eventually, is that final where the friends split, because they had such great matches in NXT. They would be stupid not to capitalize on that on the main roster. But I love this match. Great heel tactics. Back and forth spots here. It's a really clean match from both women here. It was one of my favorite Alexa matches because I feel like she finally got a chance to shine here with somebody that could go in the ring a little bit and somebody her size. Because Alexa's not a very big girl and neither is Bayley, so
well, she had good matches.
This was the most believable Bayley looked in the ring for me since the main roster debut. She's working with somebody her own size that when she hits them, it kind of looks like it hurt a little bit. Instead of when she works with Nia Jax and she hits her, it just looks like shit.
I'm not going to lie. I really thought Bayley was going to get a mixed reaction in her hometown because of the momentum Alexa Bliss has. I really did, especially the snarky, quote-unquote, pay-per-view type hostile hijack a show crowd, I would say.
Well,
but she didn't.
No,
Bayley's crowd was out in full force.
100%
I
Bayley.
did. Did you guys catch the line? And this was fucking classic. And man, I'm a fan of Corey Graves. Cole was like, 25 members of Bayley's family in the audience. God, in her hometown, I think she had more than 25.
Yeah.
That was
so great.
That was a Bobby Heenan fucking line right there.
He is closer and closer to, I'm not going to full on say, but up there with Bobby Heenan of this generation era.
He's very quick-witted, you can tell.
He's and it comes from the naturally, you can tell also.
Being a worker, you can tell it comes naturally.
Well, we know you fucking love this match, but then there's your match.
Yes, Alexa gets the win with that Jake Roberts, bam, DDT, 1, 2, 3.
Head off the ring post.
Yes.
Jim, also your match of the night. That's surprising to me.
Also my match of the night because a couple reasons. One, I think this was also Bayley's best match that she had since coming up to the main roster.
I agree.
Like, she's been boring as shit. I'm not a big NXT guy, but I always heard the hype for her. Mm-hmm. So when she came up, I was like, this is what everyone cared about, but maybe it was the hometown hype. I don't know, but she really brought it tonight. And Alexa was pretty much great as always. And
God, that
ass. just oh my God, that ass. She looked amazing tonight. But yeah, overall, really good match by the two of them. They work really well together, and the right person went out with the strap. So
just can't.
And also, it was the hottest crowd for the match. The crowd was the hottest for it, so that helps.
I think last week it got so bad with your perversion of her Alexa. We had to bring up Buddy Murphy for Christ's sake.
Well,
when does he ever get brought up on the show?
Alexa Bliss is fucking sexy, and I can't help it.
I had to bring in Buddy Murphy to make her boner go down.
God.
Fuck, just to remind you she's taken. Logan, ladies title match, man. Did you dig it?
I really did. I think the cool part about Alexa Bliss and her character is she talks a lot of shit and backs it up. And I think that goes a long way when it comes to Alexa Bliss. I mean, the past Monday Night Raw, she straight out said what she was going to do tonight, and she went out there and she did it. And I think going forward, I'm actually really excited to see a rematch. I think these two they can go together, and in my opinion, I think this match between Alexa Bliss and Bayley was better than Bayley versus Charlotte.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
agree.
yeah.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This was Bailey's best match on the main roster so far. Just to reiterate, the thing that makes me love this match so much is I really didn't think it was going to happen. The more and more I thought about it, I'm like, oh, they're in Bailey's hometown, and Alexa Bliss just came over to the roster. You know, this could just be somebody they're feeding to Bailey to get to Sasha Banks. If it just, I didn't see it coming as far as Alexa getting the win here. I thought maybe down the line Alexa would get the belt eventually. I just didn't think it would happen so soon. But very happy that it happened. The crowd was shocked, to be honest with you, when her music hit after that 1, 2, 3. You could just see the crowd. It was funny as shit. I loved it.
I knew it was coming too. As soon as she hits her head and capitalized.
I was
Like
I was feeding my son at the time too, and I scared the shit out of him when I was feeding him. The bottle almost went flying in the air because as soon as the 3 count hit, I was like, yeah, and fucking bottle went flying in the air. He was like, what the fuck, Dad?
Dude, Creative must love her. I think Creative absolutely loves Alexa and what she can do. She's
They
high
totally
Kevin
don't.
Owens. She's the best shit talker besides Owens, and she's a fucking star. What can you say?
you hear it all the time, and like they called her Baby Trish in developmental because she reminded like Trish was such a good heel in like 04 with Christian.
Oh, she was amazing.
I think it didn't surprise me because I think a lot of people are going to argue. I can hear it now as soon as they get on Twitter before I even get on it. They're jumping the gun with Alexa. They put it on her too soon. No way, because it makes more sense to jump the gun on a heel because the money's in the chase with the babyface. It always is, no matter what era. It really is. Like I think a lot of what took away from the women's Mania match was the fact that the babyface held the title going in. Now you can do that sometimes, and I know why they did it here because she came out to retain, and it made her look even stronger. So it made sense. But if she would have not retained, wow. But at least they did the right thing by Bayley in Mania. And I don't think Bayley was hurt in this. I really don't because of the post spot.
Yeah.
It's not like she was just like, oh, a DDT, a moderately executed DDT.
And this might help with the
nowhere.
storyline a little bit because there was no Sasha Banks involved in this.
Right.
So maybe they could go somewhere with this. Well, maybe she can't win without Sasha. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and the crazy part is there was rumors going around a couple of weeks ago that the WWE officials didn't like the work ethic of Alexa Bliss, but
I saw that.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. I mean, she can really go in the ring, and she can really get. I mean, character wise and work ethic wise, I think she does really well with every single woman that she's worked with.
I remember that too, and I remember thinking when that went down, all the agents that thought that about her. First of all, the agents, these are guys like Norman Smiley, not Fit Finley, not your main eventers. But regardless, they paid their dues. They know what they're talking about. Look, they had rose-colored glasses on in that situation because look at the talent she was fucking surrounded by at that time. That was like the initial surgence of the Four Horsewomen. My God, it was really easy to get lost in the shuffle for someone like Alexa Bliss, especially with that bullshit fairy gimmick they gave her at first.
Oh my God.
That was like, it was, it was sexy or whatever, but is that going to get over? No. I don't know.
She plays such a good bitch.
Yeah. And guys, have any of you heard this rumor, Michael? I think I asked you maybe last week or week before. Is there really legit heat with Sasha Banks and Alexa? Is that why they were split up on the roster? Is that just a bullshit like Alvarez or Meltzer rumor?
I do not.
I didn't hear anything about that.
I do not know anything about that.
Huh.
Yeah, same here.
Well, guys, Jim, I know you said, did you want us to let you go, man, or did you want to hang around?
Nah, I'm going to stick around for this one.
All right, cool. Michael, are you prepared?
I've been waiting to hear Mike.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I think
no pressure.
My watch is a little. Michael, what time is it?
Wake the fuck up!
Jesus.
Wyatt versus Orton. The House of Horrible. I'm sorry, House of Horrors, which turned into House of Horrible.
Horrors?
Yeah, not those kind of horrors.
Oh.
Horrors, as in scary shit.
I thought wasn't Victoria a hoe with The Godfather when she first debuted?
I don't know. But I
don't know why I thought about that when you
Oh, boy.
Horrors. All right.
Everything was going great. This card was really surprising me. I was excited, and then this shit happened. Oh my god, dude! Just Travis, I know you missed a lot of this.
I walked out. Legit.
Just a quick rundown on this.
I said, "Fuck it, Michael's taking
the whole
this
concept on this match just ruined it from the get-go. They announced that they're going to start in the house, and then they have to come to the arena and finish the match in the ring. That's how this match works.
Before you get it all out, because I didn't see it, I just want to say, I said that I walked out 2 minutes in. Over a year of doing shows, this is what, 54, 55 episodes, something like that? How many fucking Titus O'Neil matches have I sat through to review, but this made me walk out in 2 minutes? You may have the floor.
They go, they cut to Randy Orton in a limo, pulling up to this house that's all lit in like blue, like this house. You could tell it's just fucking lighting that's making this house look blue as shit, like it's supposed to look spooky or something.
Boogie boogie.
Yeah, the door magically opens without anybody opening it, and Orton walks towards the house, and the shit fest begins. Nothing but hokey fucking horror film cutscenes.
You're getting all gravelly. The more you talk about it, you get gravelly.
Ugh.
Like you're aging. This match aged you.
It really did. It hurt me to watch it, to be honest, but I had to watch it because I knew it was going to be terrible. This was worse. I think I texted. This was worse than the Boiler Room Brawl.
I tweeted out, this made the Boiler Room Brawl look like Flair versus Steamboat.
Jesus
it was fucking
Christ.
awful. It was terrible.
I mean, aside from the fucking cheap horror film cutscenes that they did in this, it looked like they were trying to film a scene in a movie here instead of a fucking wrestling match.
Look, I feel like I'm cheating everyone. I'm taking away from your fucking fury, and you're being timid because I keep poking in. So I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'm worked up too about it. At least I didn't watch it all.
It's just, I mean, if you wanted to have a fucking match in a house, why didn't you just advertise it that way? You don't need the spooky lighting and the stupid cutscenes. Just have them fight in a fucking house.
You should never promote. Live this Sunday in a house.
Well, in your house. There you go.
Bring
Bam.
it back.
There you go.
Is Stephanie going to be there? Maybe these guys are fucking as pissed as you are, though. Jesus. Guys, what did you think of this shitbag of a fucking... Ugh.
And the title wasn't even on the line.
Because Jinder Mahal took pictures for Tinder.
Yeah, everybody knows how I feel about this whole feud in general. I thought it's been a shitbag of a feud since the beginning. I hated it. It's too fucking stupid, spooky, fucking nobody gets it. It's dumb. Okay, the fact that it's going on this long is just fucking ridiculous, and this is how they're going to end it. This was even worse. This was worse than the fucking projector shit at WrestleMania. The projector in the ring with the fucking worms and stupid maggot
spaghetti
shit.
And chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'm thankful they didn't go with what I kept reading this week on the dirt sheets. They were supposed to be Vince wanted 3D hologram projectors in the fucking. I don't know if any of you guys saw that, but I was dreading if that happened. Fellas, ooh.
Who wants to take it first here?
Logan, you know what? You can go first this time, bud.
Yeah, I'm going to take it first. I have a question for the one that took a shit during the beginning of the Jeff Hardy tag team match. Why couldn't you just wait?
That would be Jim from Drink a Beer, Play a Game.
That is me, King Shit.
Why couldn't you take the shit when this started? Because this was just trash.
Because my body hates me, and I did walk my dog during this, so I did get away from it for a little bit.
None of us are spring chickens, Logan. It gets harder to hold it the older you get, especially in your 30s.
Yeah, once you hit 30, you're fucked.
Sometimes you just gotta walk out.
This was unbelievable right off the bat. Like, it took them this long to figure out what they wanted to do with this match, because at the beginning, when they first announced that this was going to happen, they didn't know what they were going to do.
Nope.
And then they come up with this.
And it shows every step of the fucking way. Every week that this went on. And you know what's sad about this horrible feud? And I don't think this feud has one fan. I don't think I've seen one positive thing ever said. This goes back. This was your Royal Rumble-based angle this year. That's how far back this goddamn feud goes. And thank God it's over. I have never been more thankful to see Jinder in my whole life. Just on to the next feud, Randy. We're done. Like...
I mean, I would much rather see this match be House of Horror if they would just use Lethal Lockdown type of. Honestly, I'd rather see the cage match with all them weapons like Dean Ambrose and Jericho did than what we saw tonight. Besides, I did enjoy the ending when they finally got to the ring. I'll be honest with you, I did like the ending.
That made it even worse. That made it even worse. Let's
Look at
have
my
this
notes.
fight. Yeah, I took your notes while you got a beer. Sorry, but I gave them back.
I'm-
Let's have a fight in a fucking meth lab, but let's settle it in a ring with pads, and let's do it like gentlemen. After all that, like.
Let's go from refrigerators being thrown on people to just hitting them with a
Okay,
chair.
and I get it. I know it's like PG now, and I know chair shots to the head. But if this is supposed to be a quote unquote blood feud, instincts. Just think about your animal instincts when you're pissed. Am I gonna hit you in the back with something? I'm gonna hit you in the fucking head, or at least
was
in
a
the
nut shot,
balls,
or
or
a
in the
nut shot.
stomach. Exactly. Sorry, Logan.
I'm
See,
just-
I'm fired up, and I
I'm-
didn't even watch it.
I'm saying, like, when they got to the ring, I'd much rather see just them being in the ring one-on-one than what we saw.
That was the best
in the
part of the
beginning.
match.
It should have just been
And
that.
I think the awesome part about this was Jinder Mahal. That, plain as day, I think that's what made this whole match a little bit better than what we saw in the very, very beginning. And Bray Wyatt going over on Orton, I think it. At the end of the day, I think it helps him.
Michael, I know you're nerdy enough to remember this. Do you remember the it was like 91 in WCW, that horrible cage match with that Bull the Butcher getting the electric chair with Cactus Jack pulling the
Yes.
lever. It
Oh,
was
God.
awful. I would have rather seen that than tonight.
I want to know who the fuck was in charge of this. I want to know whose idea this was and who fucking laid this out.
My God.
It
I
could-
got a good idea, pal.
It couldn't have been Vince. No way.
This screams Vince.
No.
This screams fucking Vince.
I don't think this was Vince. I'm surprised
The
that
first
Vince,
thing you said about this before your entire rant, the first word was hokey. Well, who does that fucking sum up? Oh my God.
Yeah, but Vince isn't the one making the ideas for the matches, I don't think. I think he's the one okaying ideas.
The problem with Vince at this point, it seems like if the rumors are true, what is brought to Vince initially? Like, you guys saw the original Mania plans leaked, right? With Nakamura supposedly being a surprise.
Yep, which would have been amazing.
That's the problem. Vince keeps tweaking shit and changing
Was he
shit.
supposed to be a surprise?
Let's
appearance?
have that was actually Kevin Dunn. Let's have John Cena propose to Big Tits, fucking Arby's roast beef vagina in the ring, and that'll be great. Fucking no. No.
You mean it wasn't real?
Bray Wyatt is a goddamn baby doll, and he deserves fucking better. That is 4 weeks. Mark it down, a month of baby dolls on this show.
Jesus. Yeah, that fucking doll baby.
He worked it in.
First it was doll baby, and then the past 3 weeks it's been baby doll.
Lunch
Or
Money
you
Lewis
just love
is the
that. You
harbinger
just
of the baby
love
doll.
that fucking gimmick, didn't you? Baby doll.
She was a good valet for NWA standards.
loved her.
I mean, come on, man.
Her.
But yeah, like we all said, it finished up in the ring, Goldust and Roddy Piper style. Not quite that level of
Except they
entertainment.
told you it was going to end up in the ring. It's not like Roddy Piper and Goldust where you didn't know it was going to end up in the ring.
Jim,
Just where it ended.
Jim messaged me on Twitter about how small the Bollywood boys looked next to Orton.
They are tiny.
They
They've
are
always
tiny
looked
in
tiny.
general. And what are their, like, they changed their names now. They're not who they used to play.
Now they're the Singh brothers.
Yeah,
The
they
Singh
Now
are.
you got the Colognes, the Singhs, the fucking the Blue brothers.
Now they're related to Kali.
They should bring back Jacob and Eli, the Blue brothers. It's like
Oh,
in now.
God.
Well,
Jesus.
Just bring back the Basham brothers.
oh,
yeah,
God.
Danny Basham was fucking awesome.
Bring back Shaniqua with them. Their dominatrix manager from Tough Enough. Speaking of Tough Enough, that big long-haired douchebag
he's
got
gone.
released this
He's
week.
gone. Josh, aka the Yeti.
Oh,
It's
thank
worth a
God.
mention. Yeah, thank God. So that makes for this season of Tough Enough, not one fucking pandered out to anything. They're all gone.
Nope.
ZZ, the
He
chick,
didn't get released.
Hey,
Wasting time.
he got $250,000.
took the money and ran, dude. Literally.
Yeah. Did you guys know that that was just a rumor and it actually didn't happen?
What's that? The Tough Enough or him being released?
Being released.
That didn't happen.
That didn't.
Yeah, I read on WrestleZone that it did happen, and then they made another post saying that it was just a rumor and
Well,
that it
so
was still in
technically it did happen, but then they just signed him back, I guess. That's weird. What the fuck? Well, they
Well,
realized, well, god damn it, we just gave this guy all this fucking money.
Everyone's
It's
not
something.
tough enough. That's why.
Yeah.
We need to sign him for a lot less money.
Maven is yet to come back, and that's a crying shame. One of the best Royal Rumble moments ever was Maven drop kicking Biker Taker over the top. Got a hell of a pop.
And he
Getting
got
the
his
shit
ass
kicked out of him for
Then
10
he got his
minutes
ass
after.
kicked for 2 hours. Yeah.
Thrown through the popcorn maker. Fucking. Well, the next up, guys, this was probably my biggest disappointment match of the night.
I just
I
got one
really-
thing to say about. Sorry,
Go-
Travis.
Yeah, good.
I got one thing to say about the the not Backlot Brawling match. Why was Randy dressed up like Corporate Kane?
Yeah, because if I'm going into a battle, I'm wearing slacks.
He was wearing black jeans.
Those were slacks. I thought they were slacks.
No, they were black jeans.
Those were jeans?
Yes, he was wearing black fucking skin-tight jeans.
Were you wearing loafers? Or just like
no,
dad's shoes from Kmart?
Boots.
Plain black sneakers you wear to like a restaurant job.
No, those were jeans. That's what Randy wears when he gets into a street fight, I guess. He gets his fucking skin-tight black jeans on, no shirt.
I know you. I know you in real life. You actually need glasses because when you come out to play PS4, you squint.
But I could tell it was jeans.
I think it was slacks.
I sit 3 feet from my TV, which is 70 inches.
You probably would have to.
Yeah, so
you're like Mr. Magoo up
I have
a
60-some-inch TV. I could tell it was jeans.
Yeah, I did notice. Thank you for pointing that out, Jim. That did not. We needed to touch on that for a second. We really did.
No shirt, and of course Bray Wyatt's wearing a black wife beater, which did him or white wife beater, which did him no favors.
I guess we were just so disgusted by this. We didn't like Randy Orton has Oogie Boogie powers now. Like he reappeared from a fucking refrigerator.
It's like him and Luke Harper traded places. Like Luke's like, I'm gonna wear the black one, you wear the white one now. So it's just like,
it's just a mess.
It's this whole match. I think I did it justice when I called it House of Horrible, but
can't sum it up any better myself. Quite frankly.
Yep.
I'm glad it's over.
Well, this wasn't quite horrible, but definitely disappointing.
Luckily, it didn't ruin the card for me because aside from this,
I want to know your thoughts on this because we haven't mentioned this at all. Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe.
I liked it, to be honest.
I didn't hate it. I guess I
expected more. I hated the finish, but I liked the match. I thought the finish made no sense.
Is Seth Rollins going to be that eternal? Have that like he's always.
The crowd was dead for it too.
Do you guys remember how DDP once he had that injury angle? Like after that, he always taped his ribs. He would always sell the ribs. Do you think like this is going to be part of his gimmick where he's going to be
sell the knee,
the bad knee guy?
Probably. Considering he's tore it up twice, I guess it would make sense. But it's just
go eat a bag of dicks, Michael, Seth Rollins, and Samoa Joe.
I mean, I thought the psychology was great in this match. I thought it was believable. The selling of the knee, of course. And the way that Joe's moveset, he can cater to whatever you want to sell. You know what I mean? If you're selling a knee, he has 4 or 5 moves that he can do to fucking sell that knee injury. So, I mean, like the kneecapper that he does and shit like the half Boston Crab, shit like that you can really sell a knee with.
Shout out to Lance Storm.
He caters to it in such a great way. But also, he could sell a back injury or, you know, a rib injury or anything. Samoa Joe is so good in the ring, and I was glad to finally see him have a Samoa Joe kind of caliber match for once because I thought on Raw he'd been kind of.
You mean on main roster, not NXT, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. It's just I thought he'd been hamstrung on Raw and stuff, so he finally got some time to work and get his shit in and get over.
He kind of debuted it like what an asinine time to debut it because then they're like, well, we have nothing
for
you.
He was wearing a tap out, skin tight tap
late
out,
January,
and he was wearing jeans.
Hashtag skin tight.
If you're gonna just don't wear jeans in the WWE, okay? It's just not good.
Only DDP can get away with that, like you said, and certain guys, I guess. Jeans aren't for everyone.
Don't wear jeans.
Oh,
stupid.
Guys, what'd you think of this one?
Especially Samoa Joe in any kind of skin tight clothing. It's just not good. Especially when he's wearing a schmedium tap out shirt. It's just awful.
Was it like those Under Armour fabric too? Was it the shiny?
No, it was just a T-shirt.
That was what Kevin Owens was wearing tonight that made him look even rounder. I'm just saying.
It was just a tap out T-shirt that was crying for dear life. Like, let me out of here. But it was
worse than any submission.
Yes, Christ, that T-shirt was in pain.
We got a shout out, by the way. It's I just got to get off my lazy ass and edit it.
Two Stews with Attitude.
I was going to say, Two Stews Go To, a new series. Episode 1, they go to Subway, so look for it, guys. It's going to be little quick funnies, like a couple minutes long.
Yes, we do some good stew hard shit.
We're fucking bored, so we do stuff.
I wanted to call it Two Stews with Attitude, but whatever.
I did. Yeah, that's jumping the shark. Guys, what did you think of this one?
I'll go first on this one. I don't care about Face Seth. Face Seth to me is boring as hell, and I haven't gotten into it yet.
I told you.
Even with Triple H, even with like Joe so far, and Joe's been booked like shit too. But I don't have like good work rate match, but I just did not care about it at all.
I don't want to see. I was talking about the match. I don't want people to think I'm in love with the way that they're being used because I think we've all heard me in the previous month saying that Seth Rollins' babyface is fucking terrible.
My 2 cents: Kingslayer is a badass name. I like it.
Yes, but it's
a good name.
A death metal or like fantasy war.
It's just Seth Rollins. Please be a heel. You're much
Yeah,
more.
but no, the
interested.
match itself was fine, except for the finish was goofy and stupid. But
Yes, it made no sense.
yeah, they broke all
How did-
logic for that.
Logan, when people say that about Rollins, I mean Jim, sorry. I'm usually like, yeah, that's great, but then I think about like to the 2015 authorities, and all I remember is John, like whining nasally, and then I'm like, is that a good option either? Maybe it's just Seth shouldn't talk that much, and maybe book him like a lone wolf, silent, Finn Balor type more. I don't know what it is, but I agree. Like yeah, he's better as a heel, but is he a great heel? Like compared to what our standards of a great heel is, guys. Like,
he's a good heel now.
maybe we're just so
Is there even a
accustomed to
great heel
shit.
anymore?
He's a good.
Is that possible
He's a
anymore?
good chicken shit heel.
I just think we're all desensitized. We just had the Edge heels. Like I don't hate Edge, but man, I don't know what it was, but you know what I'm saying. That
Yeah.
not quite okay, but we just took anything we could get. But yeah, the babyface Seth thing needs to go. Logan Mirrors, my man. Shout out to Logan's profile picture. You guys can't see it in the chat. If there's anybody in the goddamn chat, I haven't checked in a while. Or when we put the video up, but he has a profile picture with holla 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 Teddy Long. So shout out to you, Logan. The match. What'd you think?
I'm fired up.
Oh shit!
Here we
Stand
go.
back. There's a
Here we
hurricane
go.
coming through.
And it's not about the match. I think the match was awesome. I think the match told a story, but at the end of the day, Seth Rollins didn't need the win more than Samoa Joe. Seth Rollins just got a big payoff when it came to beating Triple H at Mania. Samoa Joe did not get a match at Mania. Samoa Joe needed this match tonight to further things. What does it do for the feud? I mean, are you going to keep it going, or is tonight it?
I think that's
That,
why they
hey,
used the finish they used. I think that's the only thing they tried to do to save Joe a little bit, and him losing. They tried to make him look strong in losing. So, but in the end, it just didn't make any sense for me. They had already teased the Roddy Piper Bret Hart WrestleMania 8 ending in this, with the he's got him in a sleeper, and then he pushes off the ropes and flips over top of him, and they kicked out of that. So I was like, great, because I thought at first when they did that's going to be the ending, and then they ended up doing the same kind of ending 2 minutes later.
I just hated the ending more than anything because you worked on a guy's knee and made it the focal point the entire match. Yet on the finish, for the leverage, he used one leg because he couldn't use it on a guy more than twice the size. I hated that finish. It doesn't make sense to me
Like
logistically.
Joe was too stupid to realize his shoulder.
And it wasn't like
his shoulder wasn't even down. That was the worst part of this.
Yeah.
Anybody notice that?
Exactly.
Joe's shoulder was not
Yep.
down.
There's going to be memes
I saw it.
on that. Have no fear.
For Christ's sake, his whole arm was wrapped around him. How's his shoulder down?
Between that and Renee Young is Beetlejuice, for God's sakes. Look out for the memes from Payback, guys. I agree. It did not do Joe any favor. I thought Joe was a lock to go over. He's, like you said, he's been cannon fodder in tag matches for Mania season because that's all they had for him.
I thought he should have been brought up after Mania. Well, obviously the plan was for him to work Rollins before Mania, but that got screwed. So
plans do change.
I still would have liked to have seen him after Mania.
But the most frustrating part about it is Samoa Joe he's the destroyer, and he's going to lose like that tonight. It makes no sense. It comes off as another stupidity when it came to creative by the creative. And if Vince McMahon was the person that said, hey, Seth Rollins needs to win tonight, bad choice. Seth Rollins, yeah. I'm a fan of Seth Rollins, face, heel, whatever. I think in-ring style and all that, he brings something to the table. But Joe needs to be what his, in quotation marks, the destroyer. He needs to be that, and he wasn't.
And I think also, like, we had just seen the women's match where we all liked the finish because it made sense. She hit her head, then she hit a DDT. Mm-hmm. Common sense. 1, 2, 3. Here's a case of Joe, and maybe Jim, you agree. In my opinion, he didn't come off like or sold like he had been taking that much of a beating. It wasn't like he wasn't completely fresh, but he was like a medium Joe. Mm-hmm. So for Rollins to get a pin with leverage like that with one fucking leg, Jim, I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the whole night, everything we liked about it, between Jericho, between Bayley, between really everything. It was smart. It was good psychology, and this one just made no sense. And coming on the heels are really in between the freaking House of Horrors matches. Like, that's when the sour point of an otherwise great pay-per-view happened. Like, it just why is it so hard? Just do simple booking. I don't get it.
I think it's so obvious to watch one card in the modern era where you can tell there's too many cooks in the kitchen in the writing because of how sporadic the booking on the card is. Some shit makes sense, then out of nowhere, some shit from left field. Like, what is this? It doesn't feel like the same wrestling show. It feels like you're maybe sometimes watching a compilation of best of Blu-ray or DVD. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's me, but that.
This was your semi-main.
And it's
I
not going
would
to
have been
change.
happy.
Yeah. Well, look,
I would have been happy if Seth Rollins would have went for the frog splash. Joe hit him when he was on the top rope, and then he like injures his knee off the top turnbuckle, and then Joe hits him with a finisher to win, or put him in the submission while he's down after that, and then win.
I would have
mean,
cared if Joe took the
would've made
pussy
more
way out, as
sense
long as
if
he went over. Honestly, at this stage of the game for his character, he could have cheated, and I know that would have kind of been asinine, but I would have taken it over this.
The only thing that didn't make sense with this for me was you're working his knee the whole time, and then to finish him, you put him in the coquina clutch, which has nothing to do with his knee. So, I mean, I felt like he could have used something there. Felt like the half crab would have made more sense to
These
go for the
goddamn
finish.
TNA guys.
Yeah, it's just you've been working his knee the whole match, and then to finish him, you're gonna fucking choke him out. Like that makes sense.
I mean, I think it would have been better off if he would have actually made Seth
God, put him in
Rollins
a figure
pass
four
out
for Christ's sake.
and went that way.
Put him in a spinning toe hold. That's all you got to fucking do.
Cloverleaf was wonderful, but I
Wonderful.
Figure four would have made a lot more sense here on like Logan said, maybe off that frog splash, which was fucking phenomenal.
Dean Malenko had
The best
such a nasty
frog
Cloverleaf
splash
arm.
I've seen
Yeah, it did.
since Rob Van Dam. That frog splash was amazing for me.
Yeah.
But as soon as he did, I was like, holy shit, that was good.
We never get to see it, and we won't probably ever, but Uha Nation, Paulo Cruz has a nasty frog splash.
Yeah.
It's really good.
True.
I hope
Tanahashi.
he can find himself a little bit because he has so much fucking talent.
I always got to one-up nerd you. So.
God, Apollo Crews is so good in the ring if he has a good gimmick with him. He just can't find it.
He's got tired.
He's such a good worker to be so bland.
Oh my God, he's so good. I watched him in NXT. I was like, Jesus Christ, that guy's good. So,
I think he's more athletic than Bobby Lashley.
there's only one match after that. So.
Did you literally say, Jesus Christ, he's good?
Yes, I did. When I watched him in NXT, I was like, holy shit, this guy.
Oh, now it changed into the cussing up on me. Now it's holy shit.
Yeah, it was. I think that's why he was brought up to the main roster. To be honest, I think they knew he still had work to do on a microphone,
Yeah.
and they needed to find a gimmick for him. But his talent just shined through that they had to bring him up. It just made no sense to keep him down there.
Yeah.
So, but
Big Dog Will Hunt, guys. His main
Big
event.
Dog versus the Monster Among Men.
Get Miley gimmick. Braun! It's become a thing.
Feel better?
It does. It feels great. To
Get
fucking
that
do
out?
Glad I have a basement.
It's therapeutic.
It really is. All of it.
This was another one of my favorite matches tonight, just because of the finish. Finally, justice is fucking served, and Braun Strowman gets a win over the Undertaker Slayer.
It's good to see
lot of
justice
people are-
served without the
A
name
lot,
Sid attached
a lot
to
of
it.
people are gonna fucking bitch about this because Roman just beat the Undertaker. Well, this doesn't make any sense. He just
I saw
retired
that.
the
I
Undertaker,
saw a lot of that.
and now he loses clean to Braun Strowman. It does make sense because he just got thrown off a fucking, what was that, like a ramp or whatever it was, on a fucking stretcher, and then he was flipped over in an ambulance, so he obviously wasn't 100% for this match, which is why it would have made sense.
Even
If Roman would have went over in this match, it would have made Braun Strowman look like a total pussy.
And even if that didn't happen with any of that, the Undertaker's fucking almost 60 years old.
But still, it's just.
But he's a zombie with powers.
Why didn't Roman win here?
Oogie Boogie.
he's
Hashtag Oogie Boogie.
He's got all that momentum for beating the Undertaker because he just got flipped over in a fucking ambulance. That's why. That's why he doesn't go over here. That's the reason why they did that.
The Rock went over Hollywood Hogan when he hit him with a semi-truck. I'm just saying. And nobody said it.
The Rock also went over a lot when he
That was
shouldn't
2002.
Yes.
That was people murdered each other with Katie Vick and shit like that.
But this made sense. Thank God. It finally made sense. My wrestling, it made sense. Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns, your main event. For nothing. Just for pure hatred for one another.
It's hunting season for Brock. That's why it's your main event.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, Brock's got to take his break. and I'm so glad we put belts on part-timers so that we don't have a fucking title
That's
match.
another episode.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
like 45
We've
minutes.
already gone over this many times. But anyway, this was your main event for absolutely fucking nothing. And it still made sense for me as far as the booking went. Braun had to go over here. He just had too much momentum on his side with Reigns coming out all taped up like the fucking Yeti. And if Roman would have went over in this match, I would have probably thrown shit at my television.
I believe you. I
It
literally
would have been
believe
Cena
you.
Umaga.
You would have destroyed, and your girlfriend would have been so mad.
Yes.
Probably more
Because we're getting ready
Reigns.
to move, and we need that TV. Although I'm not looking forward
Well,
to
you just
moving that.
jinxed yourself.
I'm
You're
not
gonna
looking
drop it in
forward
the
to
move
moving
now.
that big heavy son of a bitch, but it's got to come with us.
Yeah.
But regardless,
I know Jim's had his fair share of odd jobs today. Probably had his fill on the
Braun
side job.
Braun
Oh,
goes
so
over
many
clean
houseworks.
here.
Oh.
Thank you, Jesus. And
It was literally Jesus too that made it happen. He talked to Vince.
my night was complete. So
Logan, did this complete and warm your little heart about Roman finally getting going over on pay-per-view? It seems like forever, really, but it's probably like 2 months ago.
without dirty tactics,
I don't
without
know.
being cheated.
I see. I'm not getting excited about it because they're going to Cena-fy it. Roman's going to get his win back, and Braun's going to look weak, just like with Rusev.
What'll happen in
Wyatt.
Extreme Rules? They'll have a fucking Extreme Rules some sort of match at the next pay-per-view, and
Let me throw it to Logan because I know we can just keep rambling.
Well, I'm gonna. First of all, did anybody? Nobody watched Raw Talk, correct?
yes, I did watch
Oh, I
that.
saw
I did
it.
watch it. Yes, I saw Roman slam the ambulance door on Braun a couple times, and Braun ran away. But still, it didn't hurt. Yeah, I don't think it hurt Braun any.
Braun ran away.
Yeah,
Didn't hurt
To
him.
me,
Yep.
this looks like it's starting to look like Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns in an ambulance match.
ambulance.
But that's what to me that's what I think is going to happen.
Serious.
At the end of the night, at the end of the day,
Logan,
I'm
what's
gonna
an
say right
ambulance?
Will you knock it off?
now, ambulance, okay?
Oh,
All right, Gorilla.
an ambulance.
I'll be
Oh,
out of here in a second.
I thought he said something else.
I'm not going to tell you again.
Well, I can't understand what he's saying. It's not my fault.
Logan, I apologize.
Classic heel.
Logan's been on here many times, and it's standard fare. I should expect no less, but continue, man. I'll keep him in check over here.
I was just asking.
I think I'm going to ignore Michael, but I'm going to say
I'm a
this.
broadcast journalist, okay? I have a right to ask questions.
You are not. You just come over to my house and we just shoot the shit. Broadcast. You never went to college for that shit.
I took journalism.
Bobby Heenan went to college,
I
goddammit.
took journalism
He earned
in
his
high school.
stripes.
I did the sports section of my high school newspaper, so don't tell me I'm not a journalist.
You're better than fucking Johnny Polo was. When you remember him?
It's okay, Travis. It's okay. We all know he's got to take over for Byron Saxton. It's fine. It's fine. It's
If anybody's the
understandable.
Byron on this show, you got it by far. So let's not kid ourselves.
I just
No,
don't
you
want to be
got
the Michael
Byron.
Cole. That's
Don't worry.
the other thing I want. I don't want to be that.
But no, Braun. I'm a big fan of Braun. Braun is really freaking good. I don't care what anybody says. I think he way better talker than Roman Reigns. And I think he's a powerhouse. And